Hello everyone. Today we will start with a new chapter known as sexual reproduction in angiosperms. So let's begin with this chapter. First I will come to the introduction part of the chapter. Like today it will be just an introductory lecture. You will get the types of, like, we will first discuss what is reproduction, what is types of reproduction. Okay. So let me discuss like what are we going to speak today first. So today we will first discuss the following topics. So this is an introduction class. Introduction. So first we will discuss about our first topic, that is what is reproduction, and then we will discuss our second topic known as types of reproduction, and then we will discuss our third topic known as angiosperms. Like what are angiosperms? Okay. And then fourth topic we will understand that what is actually flower and how the flower has been made up of, everything we will discuss about it. And last topic we will see some terminologies. So this will be the structure of today's class. Like this we will move this way. So let's begin with the point known as reproduction. So what is reproduction? Reproduction is like the meaning of reproduction is that giving birth, okay, giving birth to its own kind. So it is a process, okay. So what is reproduction? Reproduction is a process in which, okay, it is a process this is a process in which an organism gives birth, okay, an organism gives birth to its own kind, to its own kind. Like there is your mother, there is your father, they both reproduce, and suppose if you are a girl then they reproduce and gave a girl, okay, or if you are a boy then they gave a boy. So your parents were humans and you are humans, so means what it is, that they are reproducing their own kind. They gave birth to the organism which is of their own kind. Okay. So reproduction is to reproduce, okay, to give birth, okay, to give birth to an organism. So this is a basic definition of reproduction. Coming to the next part, why reproduction is important. See, to maintain the continuity of life, like on planet Earth, always there must be a continuation of life, continuation of species. Okay, there should be what? There should be continuation of life, you can say, and you can say continuation of species. There are many species. There are many species for flowers. You can say for plants, for animals, and all. We have such a huge taxonomy criteria. We will come to it shortly when I will start with 11th class. But for now I will make we will speak about this. So there is a need to maintain a continuity, okay, or else there will be no organism left on the earth. Okay, if everybody will stop, like all species reproduction will stop, then what will happen? There will be no continuation of life, there will be no life after some time, or you can say there will be no species of that organism, that particular organism. There might be extinction, okay, near extinction, or the organism number will decrease, population will decrease. So there will be many issues. There will be disturbance in ecosystem. Ecological wise, there will be issue. Food web, food chain will be disturbed. prey predator predation will be disturbed. If suppose insects are not reproducing, then pollination will be disturbed. Suppose honeybees are not there, then there will be issue of pollens and honey and all everything. So there are many criteria we can say. I'm not going into the details, just I wanted to tell you what is reproduction in short. Okay, now we have two types of reproduction. Okay, there are two types of reproduction. One type, first type is asexual, and second type is sexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means the reproduction in which there is no fusion of gametes. Okay, so here there is no involvement of gametes, there is no fusion of gametes. Since there is no fusion of gametes, so only one organism, if it is present, then also it is fine. Uniparental condition occurs in asexual. So here the condition is uniparental. I'm taking it as if like a revision, because this is not the main topic of discussion. It is just given a paragraph in your book, so I'm just not taking it into details. Here in sexual reproduction, there is fusion of gametes. Okay, fusion of gametes, I will explain it here. Suppose there is female gamete, we say it as egg. We all know that female gamete is egg, and male gamete is known as sperm in case of, in case of humans. Sperm we can say. Their fusion means what? Fertilization occurs. It's a very important word here. Fusion of gametes means fertilization occurs. You can say here, if there is no fusion of gametes, you can write it here that there is no fertilization. Okay, you can write it that there is no fertilization. If I said that there is a female and a male, means there is a condition known as biparental, means two parents are required. Two parents. Here how many parents? One parent, only one. Like in case of amoeba, and here in sexual you can take example of humans or flowering plants and angiosperms we can take. Now this asexual reproduction is also known as apomixis. This is the another term known as apomixis. Okay, and for sexual reproduction, the word is known as amphimixis. Amphi means two, both. Amphi means what? Amphi means both. Mixis means fusion. Okay, here in apomixis there is no fusion. Okay, I wrote it here, no fusion, no fertilization. These all terms are important. I wrote it here, fertilization, fusion of gametes, such terms are very, very important. I will mark it with golden color. Okay, once again, that what words are important in this slide which can be asked. Okay, after fertilization what happens? There is, okay, all gametes are haploid, so here n and n, you get a 2n number of like ploidy of an organism. That organism which is formed is a zygote, which is a cell, a single cell from which entire organism can be formed. So this property is known as totipotency, where a single cell has the capacity to make the entire organism. So you should know the word what is totipotency and what is zygote. Okay, let's move forward. So this was about like types of reproduction. So in asexual reproduction, we can say that there is no variation. No variation. But in sexual reproduction, like I will make it on the next slide. In sexual reproduction, there is no variation, but in sexual reproduction, there is variation. Okay, this was the next point. And here we can say that all the organism, like the parent and the offsprings, are identical to each other. Okay, parent and offsprings are identical to each other. If suppose you make an amoeba, so amoeba when it divides by fission, so it forms two daughter amoeba, so these are identical to each other. But if you mother is there, your father is there, and they reproduce to you either female or a male, boy, whoever you are, so girl or boy, so that will, you are not similar as your parents, you are not identical. So here there is not identical, means there is variation. Variation means what? You will have uniqueness. What will be there? Uniqueness will be there. Difference will be there. Okay, what will be there? Difference. What will be there? Difference. Okay, but here there will be no difference. So here we say it as that they will be clones. Clones means what? That they are genetically and morphologically identical. Genetically and morphologically identical. Okay, so what are, which things are important here? So you should know that the word clones, which is used here, you should know the definition. You should know that variation comes here, and variation comes because of crossing over. I have taught this in the chapter genetics. Go and watch the lectures of genetics, clear the concepts of genetics. It's very important. You should know that they are identical to each other and there is no variation. So these are the points which you should know. Okay, you should know the word clone properly, you should know it. Okay, next part we will come to the word angiosperms. So if you can see that there are many flowering plants. Which type of plants are these? These are flowering plants. If the plants are having flowers, so they are flowering plants. Okay, you can see the variation. Can you see the variation in these flowers? Can you see? Can you see the variation which they are having? See the variation which they are having. See here, see this. See the variation which they are having. All plants are having variety. They aren't similar. Okay. If we move forward, can you see here? See the picture. Again, can you see that there are so many varieties. There are how many varieties? There are so many varieties you can see here. So many means so many varieties. Okay, see the varieties. If you can go, next thing which we will study about angiosperms. Now, the word angio means what? The word angio means, in the Greek language, angio means vessel. I'll sperme, we say angiosperme or angiosperms. Sperm word means seed. Very important. You should know this meaning. It's very important. Okay. So the angio means vessel and sperm means seed. And these are the largest flowering plants. What are these? Largest flowering plants. If you see today's time, there is 80% of flowering plants, living flowering plants. Okay, there are 80% of living flowering plants. Okay, and if you will ask when these flowering plants came, so these flowering plants came in, like in the course of evolution, it came in late Cretaceous period. When it came in late Cretaceous period. Okay, these all points are important, like Cretaceous period you should know. Okay, this is something very basic about angiosperms. Okay, so if we move forward and speak, like, see, angiosperms if have a well developed, what it has flowers, a reproductive organ, a well developed reproductive structure. This is a very important word. Reproductive structure is nothing but the flowers. Okay, so not only flowers, but they also have fruits, right? Flowering plants also have fruits. So here the flower acts as a reproductive structure. You can say reproductive organ. Okay, it is very fascinating organ, right? It has different colors, shapes, fragrance. Why it is having these kinds of things? Flower is having color, various colors of petals, then smell, or you can say fragrance, right? It has different shapes. Okay, why? These all things are present because they have to attract pollinators. They have to attract pollinators so that the pollen grain can fall on stigma. We will learn about this in detail. Just remember that they have to attract pollinators. Why you have these all characters? Okay, about flower. Just remember, I will teach you in details. Okay, let us move forward. So angiosperms also had root, shoot, we can say stem, leaves. Okay, flowers and fruits already I said, seeds, right? And vascular system means what? Vascular system means xylem and phloem. Xylem is the part which conveys water and dissolved minerals from the roots to the shoots. Okay, what will xylem do? Xylem will take, I will write it indeed if you want, because if it seems like I'm just speaking wobbly, let's write it. Okay, so xylem, and we have phloem. Xylem and phloem, what they do? Xylem is xylem is for what? Xylem will take water and water plus dissolved minerals. From where to where? Xylem will carry it from roots to shoot. Okay, roots to shoots. And if we speak about folium, the folium, what it will do, it will transport. Okay, these two are trucks, or you can say these two are transporters. Transporters. Okay, these two are transporters. So whatever food is made in the leaves, now where the food is made, in the leaves food is made, how? By the process of photosynthesis, right? So the food will be taken from the leaves to all the parts, okay, to the developing parts, to the leaves, to all the parts like roots, like fruits, or you can say to developing parts of plant. So it will carry food. Okay, so this is what is xylem, what is folium. You should know their basic function. Okay, understood? Yes. So this was about angiosperm. What like this was all about angiosperm. Okay, I think this is simple thing which I have explained till now. Okay, yes, so you can jot these things out. So I left one point here. The seeds are what, they are enclosed in the, like they're enclosed here. The seeds are not way like naked, they are not exposed, but the seeds are enclosed in vessel. So seeds are enclosed. I missed this word, enclosed. If you consider about gymnosperm, so there the seeds are naked. How are the seeds? Seeds are naked. Okay, so this is about angiosperms. Yes, this is the division in kingdom Plantae. This is a single division. Okay, what is this? This is division. And angiosperms has two classes known as monocots, which has single monocots, monocots which has single cotyledon, just a single cotyledon it has. And there is dicots which has two cotyledons in its seed. Okay, so this is about monocots and dicots. Hope you understood this much. Okay, if you want to learn more in detail about this, then we will discuss it in the topic of, like, kingdom Plantae and all. We will discuss these things there. If you want a basic difference between monocots and dicots, I will attach a picture. I will attach a picture here for that purpose. Okay, we can attach the picture. Now if we will speak about a part of, a part of, like how many parts are there in a tree. So we all know that tree has shoot, root and all. Okay, so we know that how many parts of trees are there. We know that there is shoot, root. Shoot has its own parts and everything, so I don't think that there is a need to explain this part. Okay, so you can read this website. Where was that website written? I had mentioned it here, I think on the angiosperm page. Yes, everybody can go with, you know you can visit this website of Britannica. It has a lot of information about the angiosperm. It is a good, I think it was a good paper about like given there. You can visit this for further studies. It will be good to see this, right? So this you should visit and read more. Wherever I have attached links and all, you can read that, like from where I had taken the images. Okay, so this was about monocots and dicots. So I will put the information about monocots and dicots picture. So this is the image which I have taken from Science Facts. I will put the link also, so that it will be very easy for you to go and check if you want to see something in detail. Okay, so if you can see that the picture speaks about that it's having one cotyledon. Can you see the diagram of one cotyledon which I had already shown here? Single cotyledon. Okay, one cotyledon, right? Here there are two cotyledons. Same is explained here. Okay, you can see here that how what is the type of the roots they are having. They are having fibrous root. Here dicot is having tap root. If you can see that how many petals, so this is trimerous, means three. Trimerous means three petals. If there is tetramer or pentamerous, then there is 5 to 4 petals. This is hibiscus. Then they have parallel venation. Venation means the arrangement of veins on the leaf. And here there is reticulate venation. They have not mentioned, they have just a net like veins. So this is reticulate venation. Okay. You can see that the vascular bundles are scattered. Here there is ringed. And even the dicots have cambium for the secondary growth, which is not there in the monocots. Here they have 3 pores or furrows. Here they have 1 pore in the pollen grains. Okay, pore and means this is what they are speaking about, germ pore. We will speak about this. Okay, so this is all about the angiosperm which we wanted to speak about. So the topic angiosperm is done. We took little flower. We will move towards flower more now. So if you can see, this is the hibiscus flower. So the let's see the parts of a flower. This is the petal. Okay, petal is known as corolla. Corolla is a whole as a whole we say, but if I want to know the unit, then unit is known as petal. Okay, if you can see here there is a structure, leaf like structure, that is known as calyx. So this is as a whole is known as a calyx. But if I want to know that the unit of calyx, then we say it as sepal. Okay, so let's make one flowchart. So parts of flower. So there are how many parts? There are basically two main parts of the flower. One is known as essential parts. Okay, what we say it as essential part. And the second one is known as non-essential parts, or we can say whole. Okay, so here in essential we have two roles. One is known as androecium, which is male reproductive part, and another one is known as gynoecium. okay, which is female reproductive part. So essential whole are the wholes which are actually participating in reproduction, and non-essential are accessory whole, means they are not participating in reproduction, they are just helping. So the accessory wholes are two. You have calyx and corolla. Okay, this was the basic. When we speak about a flower, okay, when we speak about a flower, now from where the flower came and all, we will speak about this in the next lecture in detail, but let us speak about some part. When I speak about a flower, so it is a reproductive unit. What is a flower? Flower is a reproductive unit. Okay, so flower is something which is a modified shoot. What is a flower? A modified shoot. Shoot means a stem, right? So there was a stem, and this stem, it has node, internode, known internode, and the distance between the node internode is very big here, right? But when a flower is made, so the leaves here are actually getting modified into petals, and this node and inter, so the leaves, buds and all, everything is this. So if I want to make a flower, so if you can see this flower, so the leaves of the flower is something known as petals. So petals are very closer, close to each other. So the distance of the petals, like the nodes, if you can see the nodes, this is one node, this is second node. So when we say that it is modified shoot, means what? The distance of nodes, means what? Internodal distance decreases. What I will write here? Internodal distance decreases. So this is very important word, that it is a modified shoot. Okay. If you will go and study NCERT in depth, then they have written that flower is came from flower has came from a primordium. Okay, flower has came from what? Primordium. Primordium was a very small flower. Okay, very, very, very small flower, from which a huge flower came. Okay, so this is from where primordium makes flower, in short. You should know this. Okay, yes, so this is about a small part. So I wanted to speak about the flower. We were discussing this. So the you can see the diagram here. So in a flower, if you see here this good diagram, mature flower, there is a, you can say, stigma, style and ovary. That is nothing but stigma, style, ovary. If you can see this entire structure, I will mark it with red. This structure, okay, I will mark it with white better. So this structure, if you can see, this is nothing but what? This is gynoecium. Entirely it is known as what? Gynoecium, female reproductive part. Okay, and if you can see this part, that is androecium. And then they have shown the parts of endoecium and gynoecium. If you can see the parts, this upper part is stigma. This elongated, you can see the stalk like elongated part is known as style. This bulged part is known as ovary. Then they have zoomed the ovary and they can see, you can see your ovules attached. Okay. They are saying that what is perianth? Perianth means the fusion of sepals and calyx. Like both are together, togetherly they are known as perianth. You can see that nectar, they have shown nectary floral axis. This is the axis from where all the rolls are, like you can see coming. You can see pedicel. If you can see the diagram, they have shown the section also of anther. They are showing you the structure of anther also. They are showing you connective. Connective is a thing which connects to anther, like anther parts. Okay, anther is a bilobe structure. So connective is connecting to lobes. Then you can say microsporangium means what? The play microsporangium is known as pollen sac. Microsporangium. Then you can see the filament. We will discuss this all in detail, but for now you should know a glimpse. So I hope you can see this hibiscus flower. Commonly we take hibiscus flower for studying flowering plants. So till now what we have discussed, let's come there. And we will discuss some terminologies also. So first we will see what all we discussed. So we discussed about flower and all, reproduction, types of reproduction. So first reproduction, then types, then we came to flowering plants, then angiosperms. I spoke about angiosperms, then part of the tree, then monocots, dicots. Then I started speaking about the flower. Okay, now I will write the unit of each. So the unit of androecium is known as stamen. What it is known as? Stamen. These are the units what I am writing for each. For gynoecium, the unit is known as carpel. We can also call it as, I think, no, which gynoecium is also known as pistil. Okay, and its unit is carpel. Calyx is green color leaves like structure which I had shown you. That is, the single unit is sepal, and for corolla the single unit is petal. Okay, so this is all units which I have told here. So I will come to some terminologies. Like I will speak about first terminology, that what is complete flower, what is incomplete flower. Okay, these two terminologies. Then I will speak about what is perfect and imperfect flower. Perfect flower. Okay, these are the four terminologies which we will take. So we are coming to things like we are studying about terminologies. Okay, we are speaking about terminologies. Chilia, we will take the class and then we will like we'll stop it for today. So what is complete flower and incomplete flower? So complete flower means which has all the four folds. Okay, what is complete flower? Complete flower is a flower which has all the four folds. Like it has, like it will have androecium, plus gynoecium plus calyx plus corolla. If it has all four whorls, if it has all four whorls, then it is known as complete flower. But suppose if it doesn't has four whorls, means suppose either androecium is missing or gynoecium, or suppose calyx is missing or corolla. Okay, out of this, if anything is missing, then we say it as what? Incomplete flower. Okay, either of four whorls, one whorl is missing, absent. Either any one will be absent. Okay, any one will be absent. Okay, if I speak about next two words, perfect and imperfect flowers. So perfect flower means which has both female plus male parts. If it has both androecium and gynoecium, then it is known as perfect flowers. But if suppose either male or female is missing, okay, female or male is missing or absent, we can say absent, then it is known as imperfect. Suppose the flower has, suppose there is a flower, so this flower is only having female reproductive part, then it is imperfect flower. Suppose the flower is having only male reproductive part, then also it is that it is imperfect flower. So complete flower means what? The flower is having all the four this all the four whorls. But suppose the flower is not having all the four whorls, suppose one is missing, then we say it as incomplete flower. Okay, then what we say it as? We say it as incomplete flower. Suppose androecium is absent, or suppose gynoecium is absent, any one is absent, then we say it as incomplete flower. Okay, then we say it as incomplete flower. Understood? Yes, this is understandable. If I say that both male and female parts are present, then we say it as perfect flower. Okay, if I say that either one, suppose male and female, one is absent, see if there is only female, yeah, only male in a flower, then we say it as what? We say it as imperfect flower. So these were the terminologies. So I hope that today's lecture you found it useful. Okay, I accept this that you found today's lecture as useful lecture for your studies. So if you find it useful, do comments, do like, do share. Okay, so we completed today's part. We whatever we I had planned to teach, it's done. From tomorrow's lecture we will take further, like we will directly start with the first topic, that is microsporogenesis. First we will take androecium, and then we will start with microsporogenesis from the next class. Okay, so I hope this is understandable. So thank you for watching this lecture.